Hi everyone, welcome back to another video from Intergalactic Installs. My name is Aaron. Today we are going over my personal Luke Skywalker V2 lightsaber. This is by ShadowFoil Props, sold through Korbanth, and this is Luke's lightsaber that he used for the majority of Return of the Jedi. So this is called the V2. The V1 is the hero version that most people are familiar with, but this is really the saber that is mostly used during the shooting of the movie. So this is the weathered version. I ordered the weathered version through Korbanth, but a lot of this weathering I've kind of updated myself. So starting from the bottom, this little boot stud here, I added some brown paint to look like rust to kind of match the prop a bit more. This came as is. Some of it is kind of wearing off as I'm using it. But all of the weathering here on the grenade section, I've kind of updated. So it was very black when it came in, so I scratched off most of what you see here to give it kind of this design, loosely based off reference photos. Same thing down here. There's kind of some smaller scratch marks here, and the larger marks kind of around the rest of it, loosely based off the photos from the prop. Same thing here. This was black when it came in, so I painted this brown, kind of a dark brown, and it's very close to what the actual prop paint scuff marks and weathering looks like. I added the gaffer's tape here on the neck to be realistic to the movie prop, and then this is kind of the stock weathering too. There was a lot more. I scratched off a lot of the black to keep it more silver, closely, kind of to match the prop, but again, it's not exactly accurate. This is a 2-button saber, and the reason I love this is because of all the different pieces that it came with from, the stock kit. So again, 2-button saber, you have power here and aux down here, super clicky, which is nice. And this saber came with a bunch of different parts. So kind of starting from the top here, this is where, take this emitter off. This is kind of the display emitter, and it comes with a clear kind of blade plug here. It also came with a solid steel one you can use in case you like that look. I like this one because it has the shine through from the emitter, so that's the one that I typically stick with. And then so there's your display emitter, and then you also have your FX emitter. So this will go on here. We have a stock V4 Eco pixel connector here. This will connect here, and you'd use this when you want to use a blade. So it adds that extra blade depth here. You have 3 retention screws, and that's how that works. So I guess we can leave this here as is. We'll take it off, so we can see the shine through. So we'll leave this back on for the shine through, but it also comes with another grenade section here. So this has a cutout for the crystal chamber. So I guess we'll go to the whole chassis. So we'll get this out of the way. So to get to the chassis, it's just this pommel piece here. Sometimes you have to unscrew this little square boot stud, undo this here. And what's really neat is these little cubes are clockable. So depending on where you want the cubes to be, you'll tighten down this main part in whatever orientation you want the cubes to be. So another cool thing here is it has the accurate kind of milling mark on the original prop. That was on the prop, so they replicated it here. As soon as I saw that detail, I knew I wanted this saber. It's an awesome addition to the prop. So you take off your pommel here, and then you can see the chassis poking out. So I used this little cone knob as a retention screw, so that way the chassis doesn't go anywhere. So undo this, and then our chassis is going to slide out. So some details here. You can see dual crystal chamber. This came with the saber. This upper portion, this crystal chamber portion, came from ShadowFoil Props. Awesome design here. You can see our 2 buttons here. We have another stock V4 Eco Neopixel connector. We have our Proffie board. This is a V2 kill switch. This is the kind of cavity that the cone knob screws into for retention. And then we have a 28mm speaker down here from Smuggler's Outpost, 18650 removable battery here, and then this is a magnetic LED cover. Pretty neat. So I added some accent LEDs in here. There's 10 LEDs here, and this strip just magnetizes. Goes either way, either orientation, which is cool. But this connects here. So turn it on, obviously just flip your kill switch.
Search your feelings, Father. You can't do this.
So we have The Return by Korbanth here is the kind of main font. I have a kind of yellow-green crystal up here, and then a green pixel down here. This one goes kind of, I programmed it so it's all the way off and all the way on. This one kind of goes dim and then all the way on. So a little bit of a difference there. And these LEDs are kind of spreading out here. And they're going to be actually the battery level. So when they're on, it's going to be a yellow-green here. I don't know how well it's going to pick up. Kind of a yellow-green when it's on. It kind of shines through this copper filament, which is kind of cool. Kind of gives a glowing look. And then when you shut it off, that's going to show the battery level for a few seconds, and then it'll go back into the kind of lime green. So the battery's fully charged, so it's bright green now. And then after a couple seconds, it goes into kind of a lime green color again, which is the default color that it's programmed as. So your two buttons here, again, power, and then aux. We have LS6 by Kaseth. This is the cave scene. A couple other Luke fonts here. We have Rescue.
Are you a Jedi?
By Kaseth.
I am. Go
We
away.
have Grumpy Uncle V1 by Korbanth, and
Master Skywalker.
Grumpy Uncle V2 also by Korbanth, and then back to The Return.
I am a Jedi, like my father before me.
So pretty neat, pretty basic. These V4 connectors, they only light up when the blade is on, so they're not programmable separately like the V3. The Eco ones, the regular V4 with kind of the gold accents, those are able to be programmed individually. I kind of liked how there's 30 LEDs on these tiny little connectors, so that's why I kind of like this V4 Eco, even though it's probably not top of the line. But again, easy access to your micro USB using kind of one of those 90-degree angle cables, and then your SD card as well. And then we have my logo in there as well. So pretty straightforward. This slides in. You're going to want to line up the switches with the switch box here. Kind of find the center here. And then your retention screw is going to line up here as well. So kind of push it in just a little bit, and then it screws down. Now it's retained. I like to back this out before putting on our pommel. And then I'm probably not going to line this up exactly perfectly. Ideally, this cube right next to the D-ring is lined up with the switch. That's kind of the real orientation. Doesn't really matter for purposes of this video. And then I kind of tighten this back down. And that's it. So power, aux, you can see the shine through here on the top. Twist on, twist off, all that good stuff. And then the cool part here with this kit also came with another grenade section, like I said. So you take this off, and this section goes here. And it lines up perfectly so that this surface is flush with here, and same thing here. So I had to clock the chassis, the holes in the chassis to line up with the holes in this upper crystal portion to line up perfectly. You can see through here. And then we'll take this off. This unscrews. The little connector that the chassis came with, so it came with all these, it's pretty cool, did not fit. So it did not allow the chassis to kind of sit where it needed to fit in this retention screw. So I ended up designing and printing another PCB holder here. But we can connect this here. And that makes contact with the pins on the top. And then you get your shine through. So this shows your crystals while it's kind of in use. Pretty cool. Another reason why this kit's really freaking awesome. And it's also steel. It's a full steel hilt, so this really has some weight to it, which is really cool. Kind of feels just like the prop would. but just a really, really awesome design. So I think we went over everything. That's really it. Again, this is my personal for my personal collection. This is an awesome V2. Pretty accurate. I don't really see any huge glaring differences with the prop, and of course it looks excellent next to the V1. But yeah, that's that. That is the Korbanth ShadowFoil Props Luke V2, my personal collection with the exposed crystal chamber. Custom weathering to match the prop as closely as I could, and just a really awesome build. It did come with another pommel as well for a display that does not have the sound venting. I didn't think that was worth showing it in this video, but that's really it. Really awesome saber. The switch box, really cool. 2 little plunger switches that engage directly with the chassis, so I had to design that chassis to line those switches up perfectly on the chassis with this, but it came out really great. So again, we'll kind of end the video here. That's going to be it. So a lot of pieces with this kit, but it is a really awesome kit. Would highly recommend if you can find it. I do think they're kind of sold out on Korbanth's website at least, but I have a commission for this currently on my desk. You get it from Facebook, so it's out there. Would highly recommend grabbing this kit if you can. But again, thank you for watching and have an excellent day. May the Force be with you.